こんにちは冒険家元気ね. Hello adventurers, and welcome to Where the Dragons Roam. In this video, we're going to have a brief look and listen to something kind of special from the PRS Smith Company. This guitar behind me right here is from a 2019 UK Exclusive limited run from their SE line. It's a custom 24 made in Korea, and it's been sandblasted. Now, by UK exclusive, what do I mean? I mean that they were only available for purchase new from retailers based within the United Kingdom. And by limited run, what do I mean? Well, from my research, most reporting seems to either say that there were 500 models made or 750 models made, but it's debatable. Now, it is a custom 24 from the PRS Smith Company, which is kind of a flagship template for the company. So a lot of the specifications you would find in a model like that applies to this guitar as well. So we're not going to go super crazy and super in depth with all of the tech talk and specifications. But what we will do real quick is we're going to touch on some of the highlights that help make this kind of stand out amongst other SE guitars and amongst other custom 24s just in general. Now you can tell by looking at it, it's kind of atypical, right? That's because it actually has an ash top that's been sandblasted down to expose the wood grain. Then they go through and they give it a matte black finish and fill in the wood grain with a color of high contrast. Now, this particular color that we have here is something that the PRS Smith Company has labeled as emerald green. It's super vibrant, very eye-drawing, and it's almost neon. It's something to really get the full effect, you would have to see it in person. Now, this run does come in 3 other colors, or maybe 4 other colors. I can't quite remember. I'll upload a picture and put it somewhere here-ish. And also of note real quick is that this is a custom 24, but they also produced custom 22s with different styles of bridges. This is a standard tremolo, but they also had them with Floyd Rose, and I want to say stoptail bridges as well. Not entirely sure about the stoptails, but I know I saw some Floyd Roses out there. Now, the PRS Smith Company is renowned for having very playable and very comfortable necks. This guitar is no exception to that whatsoever. The profile is something that they have listed as a wide thin, and in comparison between this guitar and a core model 2408 that I have that is pattern thin neck profile, the thickness is almost identical, at least it feels the exact same to my touch. And the neck does feel a little bit wider than some of the other PRSs I have. This is my 4th, and they all actually have different neck profiles. But also of note is the fretboard radius. The fretboard radius on this is significantly, at least to me, feels that it is significantly flatter than the other PRS models that I have. And oh, one more super important thing is that it has a satin neck. So the neck is like really slick and smooth. You don't have to worry about your palm getting kind of caught up on any of the gloss or anything. It's just up and down all day. But also real quick of note is I'll point out that it is an SE line. So to keep things in a more affordable price point, they use the less expensive electronics. So these are the 8515S series pickups. The S series electronics aren't bad at all. They're also carried in the S2 lines, if I'm not mistaken. Before I go much further into this, I'm sitting here rambling about SEs. Do any of you guys out there have any SE models? If so, how do you feel about it? Do you find yourself playing it pretty regularly? Is it comfortable? How do the pickups sound to you? Do you have an SE model that you could compare to an SE2, a CE, or a Core for yourselves? And if so, how do they kind of stand up to each other? Now what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and we're going to do some sounds, right? That's what we're here to do. So I'm going to record my audio pretty much direct. I'm gonna play through some different pickup combinations in a clean channel and a dirty channel, but we're gonna be running our audio from a preamp to a small mixing board I might add a little bit of reverb on there from the mixing board. And then we're going to plug directly into the Canon M50 camera. I'm not going to mic up an amplifier because I don't really want to color what you're going to hear too much. But I'm not going to add any compression, and I'm not going to do any kind of post-audio editing except for maybe balancing out volume if I have to. Because, you know, different pickups have different output ratings and things like that. Oh, and one more thing of note is during the demo portion, I might have something a little bit jarring for you. There's something pretty unique about this guy, and it might be the kind of paint or it might be the color, but hopefully it's something that you'll enjoy. So when we move on to that portion, it'll just be like a quick little fun little playthrough. Oh, and I'll try to throw in just some in the room audio as well. Probably either from this camera or from my iPhone, just so you kind of get a blanket overall idea of what this can actually sound like. So we're going to go ahead and move forward into the demo portion. We'll come back to you shortly afterwards, okay? Ikimashou! So, now that you have had the opportunity to listen to the PRS Sandblasted Custom 24 from their SE line, UK exclusive, limited run, made in Korea, all that good stuff, what are your thoughts and opinions? Did you enjoy seeing it under those blacklight conditions? Real quick, speaking of the blacklights, do any of you guys out there happen to have a guitar in a different color from this line? If so, have you tried running it under a blacklight? Because I can only speak personally from this particular color that it does activate and kind of becomes luminescent under blacklight conditions. But I'm curious, and I'm sure everyone watching this video would like to know if any of the other colors do that as well. But yeah, my personal opinion on this guitar is I judge this, lack of a better term, it's what we're doing. I judge it the same as I judge any other guitar that I play. It's in the eyes of the beholder, the ears of the listener, and in the hands of the player. And for me, this checks all those boxes. It looks cool. No two guitars from this series will have the same pattern, I guess is a way to say it, because this is the actual natural grain of the wood. And as far as the way it sounds, I have had other guitars with 8515S series pickups in it, and they sound about the same as those did as well. They do run kind of hot, so sometimes when I'm playing, depending on what amp I'm running it through, I may have to dial the volume knob back just a little bit, just to kind of filter out some of the breakup that you may come across because of the pickups running so hot. And playability, as I've already said, this neck is super duper comfortable to play. In fact, I find myself gravitating towards this guitar almost more often than I do any other guitars, particularly any of my other PRSs, because the price point alone, I mean, this guy was a tenth of the cost of a core model of mine. So the core model, only leaves the case on certain occasions when I know that's when I want to play. But this guy, I can leave sitting out on a stand next to an amp and just pick it up, grab it and go. I don't have to worry about it. So that's something to factor in as well. As far as availability with these guys go, I purchased mine through Anderton's Music online several months ago, around the beginning of the year. It's 2020. They had them at the time. I just looked the other day, and I believe Anderton's Music is no longer carrying them on through their website, at least. So I'm not sure if you can find them new necessarily. What you can always do is you can try to look on Reverb. There are some listings there as well. I just looked the same day when I looked to see if it was on Anderton's. I did see that there are some listings on Reverb, but I will warn you is that the Reverb listing prices, they seem to have gone up kind of substantially. So to end off this video, I'm going to announce something that I'm going to do with this guitar actually. The reason why I'm making this video is because here in the very near future, I'm going to put this guy through some really interesting modifications, hopefully. And so I'm not going to say what those modifications are in this video, but if you're interested to see what happens to this guy, it's going to be something unusual. Keep an eye on the channel, subscribe if you feel so inclined. So I think it's going to be something very interesting for all of us to see, experience, and hear. I hope to do an unboxing and install video here in the very near future, and then we'll maybe do separate videos for like full demos, because the mod could potentially be something that needs very, very thoroughly covered. If the modification that I'm trying to do does not work out and it doesn't mesh with this guitar for some reason, like if I screw it up somehow, hopefully not, I'll try my best to revert this back to how it is, which is stock. This is exactly how the guitar was when it came to me, with the exception of the pickup knobs. Yeah, hopefully the modification works out. We'll see. But this has been an enjoyable video to make. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and maybe you got something out of it. I guess until next time, matinee.